जय जय नवल किशोर, जय गोपी चित चोर प्रभु, जय जय माखन चोर, जय जय माखन चोर। श्री कृष्णचंद्र भगवान की, श्री रामचंद्र भगवान की, जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की। उपस्थित भगवत कथा अनुरागी पधारे हुए भक्त वृंद, इस सभा को परम सुशोभित करने वाले हमारे अंतर्राष्ट्रीय कृष्ण भावनामृत संघ इस्कॉन के वरिष्ठ भक्तगण, दूर दूर से देश विदेश से आधुनिक उपकरणों के माध्यम से बड़ी भारी मात्रा में इस कथा का श्रवण करने वाले समस्त श्रोतागण एवं केवट और शबरी समान पटनी परिवार के पूर्वज पितृगण, श्री दामजी बापा, दूधी माता, कांजी भाई, जया बहन, छोटू भाई, जसू बहन, प्रभुदास भाई, इन सब की पवित्र स्मृति में यह सुंदर भगवत कथा का आयोजन करने वाले हमारा यजमान परिवार, कुछ ऑस्ट्रेलिया से तो कुछ यूके से तो कुछ यजमान गण केनिया में है। ऐसे हमारे नवीन भाई, रंजन बहन, रमेश भाई, मुरली बहन, अरविंद भाई, इंदिरा बहन, शोभा माता और हमारे अपने प्रभुदास भाई, प्रभुदास प्रभु, आप सभी भक्तों का जय रासेश्वर कृष्ण प्रभु। भगवत कथा के अंतिम सत्र में, सप्तम सत्र में पुनः एक बार हार्दिक स्वागत एवं आप सबके चरणों में हमारा प्रणाम। राधे श्याम, जय सिया राम। सबका नाम आता है, योगेश भाई का नाम नहीं आता, क्यों? जैसे केवट ने अपने आप को छुपाकर रखा, जैसे शबरी ने अपने नाम को छिपाकर रखा, ठीक उसी प्रकार पटनी परिवार में योगेश भाई ने अपने नाम को बहुत छुपा कर रखा। उनका पूर्ण निवेदन था कि मेरा नाम कहीं भी मत लेना। हालांकि इस कथा के हाट तो वही है, लेकिन धन्य है भक्तों की भक्ति। वास्तव में ऐसे भक्त बहुत प्यारे होते हैं, भगवान के बहुत लाडले हो जाते हैं, जो भक्त इतनी इतनी मेहनत, सेवा, समर्पण करके भी अपना नाम रखना नहीं चाहते हैं। मैं धन्यवाद दूंगा विशेष रूप से योगेश भाई को, मारे तो योगेश थाय, भाई तो तुम्हारे थाय। तो हम तो योगेश जी को धन्यवाद देंगे। योगेश भाई તમારી માટે શીલ પ્રભુપાદે આજે બહુ સુંદર સ્ટેટમેન્ટ આપ્યું છે। आज 9 अगस्त, आज के दिन शिल प्रभुपाद जी ने अमोघ, अब ये अमोघ मैं 100% तो श्योर नहीं हूं, लेकिन प्रभुपाद ने अमोघ, तो मुझे ऐसा लगता है ये अमोघ लीला प्रभु है। और उन दिनों अमोघ लीला प्रभु पाकिस्तान में प्रचार आज भी करते हैं, उन दिनों भी करते थे। जो शिल प्रभुपाद जी के शिष्य हैं, और क्योंकि अमोघ लीला प्रभु बहुत रिस्क लेकर ऐसे देश में प्रचार करते थे, इसलिए शिल प्रभुपाद प्रथम बार भारत से अमेरिका आए तो वो जलदूता में अपनी पेटी में 3 भागवत पुस्तक लेकर आ रहे थे। सो प्रथम बार शिल प्रभुपाद भागवत की 3 किताब को लेकर आए। उनमें से एक किताब अमोघ लीला प्रभु ने हमें प्रदान की है, जो आप सबके सामने है। ये श्रीमद् भागवत है। ये भागवत सिल्वर बॉक्स में, चांदी की पेटी में जो है ना, इसमें वही भागवत है जो शिल प्रभुपाद जलदूता में 1 महीने की दुर्गम यात्रा करते हुए लेकर आए थे। और ये श्रीमद् भागवत, ये जो पत्र लिखा है ना शिल प्रभुपाद जी ने, अमोघ लीला प्रभु, अमोघ है। सो 9 अगस्त 1972, 1972 में आज ही के दिन शिल प्रभुपाद जी ने अमोघ लीला प्रभु को प्रश्न लिखा, पत्र लिखा। शिल प्रभुपाद जी कहते हैं, कृष्णा टेक्स स्पेशल एप्रिसिएशन फॉर हिज डिवोटी हु आर एंगेज इन प्रीचिंग। और कैसे प्रीचिंग में? रिस्क लेकर जो प्रीचिंग करते हैं, रिस्क लेकर जो प्रीचिंग करते हैं, खतरा उठाकर जो प्रचार करते हैं, शिल प्रभुपाद ऐसे भक्तों की विशेष प्रशंसा करते हैं। और प्रभुपाद कहते हैं, भगवान कृष्ण ऐसे भक्तों की विशेष प्रशंसा करते हैं, एप्रिसिएशन करते हैं, जो लोग अपने जीवन का रिस्क लेकर भगवत भक्ति का प्रचार करते हैं। आपको क्या लगता है, ये पटनी परिवार ने कम रिस्क लिया होगा? सोने का धंधा करते हैं और 7-7 दिन तक दुकान को बंद रखकर कथा में आकर बैठ जाते हैं, तो ये कम रिस्क नहीं है। तो ऐसे जीवन में रिस्क लेकर जो भागवत कथा या भगवत भक्ति का प्रचार करते हैं, भगवान उसे बहुत पसंद करते हैं। शिल प्रभुपाद जी कहते हैं कि भगवान श्री कृष्ण आपका विशेष ध्यान रखेंगे और सदैव भगवान कृष्ण आपका मार्गदर्शन करेंगे, क्योंकि आप बड़ी गंभीरता से भगवान की इस लीला को, इस कथा को या भक्ति को प्रचार प्रसार कर रहे हो। सो कुल मिलाकर वैसे भगवान अपने सभी भक्तों का ध्यान रखते ही हैं, परंतु जो कृष्ण भक्ति का प्रचार करते हैं, भगवान उसका विशेष रूप से ध्यान रखते हैं। यदि आप लोग चाहे या हम लोग चाहे कि भगवान हमारा विशेष ध्यान रखें, तो हमें क्या करना चाहिए? शिल प्रभुपाद कहते हैं, हमें उस भगवान की भक्ति का प्रचार करना चाहिए। अब आजकल तो ये सब ऑनलाइन हो रहा है ना, घर बैठकर, लेकिन एक ऐसा दौर था कि आपके दास का चरण जमीन पर रहता ही नहीं था। आज ऑस्ट्रेलिया में है तो कल दुबई में है, तो फिर कनाडा में है, तो यहाँ पर है, यहाँ पर है। फ्रीक्वेंट, निरंतर हम भ्रमण करते थे। हमें भी चिंता होती थी, घर पर छोटे छोटे बच्चे हैं, जब बड़े होंगे तो हमें पहचानेंगे ना, क्योंकि घर पर कम और बाहर ज्यादा रहते थे। तो लॉकडाउन की कृपा हुई। लेकिन उस दौर में किसी ने हमें पूछा कि आप इतना फ्लाइट में घूमते हो, आपको चिंता नहीं होती? कभी कभी हमारा अनुभव भी है, फ्लाइट गिरते गिरते रह जाती है। तो हम इतना ही कहते हैं, हमें कोई चिंता नहीं, क्योंकि हमारी चिंता भगवान को है। मैं भागवत लेकर जा रहा हूं, उस भगवान का प्रचार करने जा रहा हूं। यदि हमें कुछ हो गया तो भगवान के सेल्स डिपार्टमेंट का एक आदमी कम हो जाएगा। उनके डिपार्टमेंट में बहुत सारे लोग हैं, लेकिन सेल्स डिपार्टमेंट में बहुत कम लोग हैं। और आप सब जानते हैं, आप सब बिजनेसमैन, व्यापारी लोग हो। हमारे व्यापार में मैन्युफैक्चर डिपार्टमेंट होता है, बहुत सारे डिपार्टमेंट होते हैं, लेकिन सेल्स डिपार्टमेंट बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट होता है, क्योंकि सेल ही ना हो तो कुछ काम का ही नहीं है पता। सो ये प्रीचिंग डिपार्टमेंट जो ना भगवान का सेल्स डिपार्टमेंट है। सो कुल मिलाकर भगवान उस भक्त का ध्यान रखते हैं जो भागवत का आयोजन करते हैं, भागवत और कृष्ण भक्ति का प्रचार प्रसार करते हैं। कई बार श्री प्रभुपाद जी यहां पर रिस्क की बात कर रहे हैं, हु आर एंगेज इन रिस्किंग फॉर हिज प्रीचिंग वर्क, जो रिस्क लेकर प्रचार करते हैं। अब देखिए, भगवत भक्ति का प्रचार करने में रिस्क तो है। अब प्रवचन करना है तो रात दिन पढ़ना पड़ेगा, पढ़ते ही रहे तो खाएंगे क्या? रिस्क तो है ना, जीवन कैसे चलेगा। लेकिन इस प्रकार से भी यदि कोई करता है तो उसका ध्यान भगवान रखते हैं। कई बार कुछ लोगों के मन में, खास करके गुजरातियों के मन में होता है, ये तो खोट का धंधा है? इतना इतना पढ़ो लिखो, इतना बोलो, कथा करो, और फिर दूसरे टाइम क्या खाने मिलेगा वो भी भरोसा नहीं, तो ये तो लॉस है। कई बार कुछ लोग दान करते ना, तो अपने मन में सोचते हैं कि ये तो हमसे चला गया, ये हमारा पैसा, हमारा धन, हमारा समय चला गया, ये तो हमें लॉस है। श्रील प्रभुपाद जी के इसी वचन को थोड़ा सा समझाने के लिए आज ही के दिन 9 अगस्त को हमने एक छोटी सी घृष्टता की है। शास्त्र से एक श्लोक को निकालकर आपके बीच में रखा। ये तो इंग्लिश में है, ये इंग्लिश वाले ट्रांसलेट कर देते हैं, अच्छा है। लेकिन संस्कृत मूल श्लोक में आपको दिखाऊं तो नीचे देख सकते हैं। प्रभुपाद ने कहा, भक्ति का दान करो, ठीक है, और रिस्क लेकर भी, जीवन में बहुत बड़ा रिस्क लेकर भी दान करो। तब शास्त्र के इस श्लोक में कहते हैं, दानेन तुल्यो निधि अस्ति नान्यो। बहुत सुंदर श्लोक है। दानेन तुल्यो निधिरस्ति नास्तो। निधि माने समुद्र, निधि माने खजाना, सॉरी, निधि माने खजाना। तो इस श्लोक में कहते हैं दानेन तुल्यो, स्पेलिंग थोड़ा सा तू करना होगा। बोले दान जैसा, दानेन तुल्यो निधि अस्ति न अन्यो, दान जैसा खजाना इस दुनिया में और कोई नहीं है। लेने की बात नहीं हो रही है, देने की बात हो रही है। कुछ लोग कहेंगे हाँ दान मिल जाए तो खजाना मिल जाएगा, नहीं। जो हम दान करते हैं, जब हम किसी को कुछ देते हैं, तो ये दान जो है दुनिया का सबसे बड़ा खजाना है। स्थूल दृष्टि से, भौतिक दृष्टि से हम देखें तो जो दान करता है वो तो खाली हो जाता है? दान करने वाले की जेब, उनका अकाउंट, उनका बैलेंस तो कम होता ही है ना, होता ही होगा ना, आप लोग करते हैं। तो स्थूल दृष्टि से तो ऐसा लगता है कि दान करने से हमारी संपत्ति कम हो जाती है या खाली होती है। लेकिन अध्यात्म दृष्टि से यदि देखें, तात्विक दृष्टि से यदि हम देखें, तो दानेन तुल्यो निधिरस्ति नान्यो, दान जैसी संपत्ति, खजाना और कोई नहीं है। क्यों? क्योंकि इस दुनिया में हम दान करते हैं, हम संपत्ति की बात करें, हम हमारी संपत्ति दान करें, तो संपत्ति जो है ना वो भौतिक तत्व है, मटेरियल चीज है। मटेरियल संपत्ति से हम केवल मटेरियल वस्तु ही खरीद सकते हैं, एक। दूसरी, वो मटेरियल संपत्ति जो है वो स्टेबल नहीं रहती, या तो जीते जी कोई ले जाता है, उठ जाता है, या फिर हम उसे छोड़कर उठ जाते हैं। और मरने के बाद वो भौतिक संपत्ति साथ में भी नहीं आती। बुद्धिमान व्यक्ति वो है जो ऐसी भौतिक संपत्ति का दान करके मरने के बाद आध्यात्मिक संपत्ति रूपी खजाने को प्राप्त कर लेता है। क्षणिक खर्च होने वाली और बहुत लिमिटेशन में लिमिटेड वस्तु को हम जिससे खरीद सकते हैं, ऐसी संपत्ति को देकर शाश्वत सुख को या शाश्वत संपत्ति को खरीदना, यह सबसे बड़ी बुद्धिमानी है। इसलिए कहते हैं कि दानेन तुल्यो निधि नस्ति नान्यो। इसलिए हमें हमारे पास जो भी, यहां केवल संपत्ति की बात नहीं हो रही है, हमारे पास जो भी भगवान ने कला दी है, भगवान ने हमें जो भी योग्यता दी है, हमें उसका दान करना चाहिए। यदि आप बहुत अच्छा गाते हो, मुझे बहुत अच्छा, 2-3 दिन से सब लोग गा रहे हैं, कितना अच्छा गाते हैं। यदि आप अच्छा गाने की संपत्ति आपके पास है तो उसका दान करो, दूसरों को दो। यदि आपके पास ज्ञान है तो ज्ञान का दान करो। यदि आप कोई अच्छी चीज जानते हो, दूसरों को प्रदान करो, क्योंकि इससे बड़ा खजाना और कोई नहीं है। बाकी सब तो स्वप्न केवल आएगा जाएगा, लेकिन शाश्वत काल तक हमारे साथ क्या रहेगा? हमने जीते जी किसी को कुछ प्रदान किया है, चाहे ज्ञान हो, चाहे भक्ति हो, चाहे जीवन की कोई वस्तु हो। एक फिर इस श्लोक में आगे क्या कहते हैं? लोभश्च नास्ति अस्ति रिपु पृथिव्याम। दान जैसा कोई खजाना नहीं है। फिर इस श्लोक में दूसरी बात कहते हैं, लोभ, लाभ लिखा है ना, लाभ नहीं है, लोभ है। लोभश्च नास्ति रिपु पृथ्व्याम। इस धरती पर, इस पृथ्वी पर लोभ जैसा रिपु, रिपु माने शत्रु, इस पृथ्वी पर लोभ जैसा शत्रु और कोई नहीं है। हम कहते हैं ना, फलानी हमारी दुश्मन है, ध्यान रखना, फलाना हमारा दुश्मन है, बाजू का देश हमारा दुश्मन है। हमारा दुश्मन हमारे अंदर बैठा है और वो है लोभ। और इस बात पर तो कृष्ण ने भी गीता में कहा ना, काम येष क्रोधेश रजोगुण समुद्भव। सो लोभ, लोभ जैसा शत्रु इस धरती पर और कोई नहीं है। तीसरा आगे कहते हैं दूसरी लाइन में, विभूषणम शील समम न चान्यत। इस दुनिया में शील के समान कोई आभूषण नहीं है। समझ रहे हैं? हम लोग नेकलेस पहने, चूड़ी पहने, पहनना चाहिए, कान में, नाक में, सब कुछ, ये सब आभूषण है। लेकिन मानव समाज में, इस धरती पर सबसे बड़ा आभूषण क्या है? शील। सबसे बड़ा आभूषण है शील। शील माने उत्तम स्वभाव। यदि किसी व्यक्ति का उत्तम स्वभाव हो ना, तो उसे ऑर्नामेंट पहनने की आवश्यकता नहीं, वह उत्तम स्वभाव, वह शील ही उसका आभूषण होता है। मुझे चैतन्य महाप्रभु याद आ रहे हैं। आने दो, आप कहो तो आने दो, अब दो। प्रभु कहे तुमी हवो जगत पावन, तोमा स्पर्शे पवित्र है देव मुनि गण, तथापि भक्त स्वभाव मर्यादा पालन, तथापि भक्त स्वभाव मर्यादा पालन, मर्यादा पालन है साधुर भूषण मर्यादा पालन हय साधुर भूषण। चैतन्य चरितामृत में श्री चैतन्य महाप्रभु सनातन गोस्वामी से कहते हैं कि सनातन सनातन यद्यपि तुमी हो जगत पावन। सनातन तुम तो पूरी दुनिया को पवित्र कर सकते हो, तुम्हारे अंदर पूरी दुनिया को पवित्र करने की ताकत है, क्योंकि तोमा स्पर्शे पवित्र हई देव मुनि गण। क्योंकि सनातन तुमको स्पर्श करने मात्र से बड़े बड़े देवता ऋषि मुनि सब पवित्र हो सकते हैं, फिर भी सनातन फिर भी तुम मर्यादा का पालन करते हो, अपने स्वभाव को बहुत उत्तम बनाकर रखे हो, शीलवंत हो आप। क्यों? क्योंकि मर्यादा पालन हय साधुर भूषण। क्योंकि मर्यादा का पालन करना, उत्तम स्वभाव धारण करना, ये साधु संतों का आभूषण माना जाता है। इसलिए यहां पर कहते हैं विभूषणम शील समम न चान्यत। आभूषण जैसा कोई शील नहीं है। ये तो वैसा ही हुआ जैसे कोई बहुत सुंदर स्त्री हो, स्त्री की आंख अच्छी हो, नाक अच्छा, कान अच्छा हो, गोरी हो, बाल अच्छे हो, सब कुछ हो, लेकिन उसकी नाक कटी हो। गोस्वामी जी कहते हैं सारे अंग ठीक हो लेकिन नाक ही कटी हुई हो तो इसका कोई लाभ नहीं। जीवन में सब कुछ हो लेकिन उत्तम स्वभाव न हो, शील न हो, तो जीवन सजा हुआ नहीं माना जाता। सो अलंकार विभूषणम शील समम न चान्यत। और फिर अंत में कहते हैं संतोष तुल्यम धनमस्ति नान्यत। आहा, संतोष के समान इस धरती पर कोई दूसरा धन नहीं है। देखो, इस दुनिया में सबसे बड़ा धन क्या है? संतोष। और सबसे बड़ा खजाना क्या है? दान। बात सुनने में थोड़ी सी टेढ़ी लगती है लेकिन सत्य है। संतोष जैसा कोई धन, हई धन गज धन बाजी धन और रतन धन खान, जब आवे संतोष धन सब धन धूरी समान। जीवन में जब तक संतोष नहीं तब तक व्यक्ति सुखी नहीं हो सकता। बहुत बहुत करोड़ों की संपत्ति के बीच में है, सारी सुख सुविधा है, सब कुछ है, लेकिन फिर भी मन में अशांति है। कारण यही है संतोष नहीं है। एक बात याद रखिए, यदि आप करोड़ों की इमारत में बैठे हो, धन धान्य की कोई कमी नहीं है, लेकिन संतोष नहीं, तो उस करोड़ों की इमारत में रहकर भी आप दुखी रहोगे। परंतु आदमी के पास कोई सुख सुविधा नहीं, झोंपड़ी में रहता है, लेकिन जीवन में संतोष है, तो झोंपड़ी में रहकर भी वो करोड़ों की इमारत में रहने वाले से भी अधिक सुखी होगा, अधिक सुखी होगा, अधिक आनंदित होगा। क्योंकि इस दुनिया में सबसे बड़ा धन है संतोष। ठीक है, तो समझ में आ गया। दानेन तुल्यो निधि नस्ति नान्यो, दान जैसा कोई खजाना नहीं। लाभश्च नान्योस्ति रिपु पृथव्याम, लोभ जैसा कोई शत्रु नहीं। और विभूषणम शील समम न चान्यत, शील जैसा कोई आभूषण नहीं। और संतोष तुल्यम धनमस्ति नान्यत, और संतोष जैसा दूसरा कोई धन नहीं। तो ऐसे परम विचार को लेकर आइए आज भगवत कथा के अंतिम दिन की ओर हम सब प्रयाण करें। इसलिए लगातार 6 दिनों से हम सब केवट चरित्र का श्रवण करते आए। गत सत्र में हमने शबरी माता को स्पर्श किया। मुझे शबरी माता बोलने में बड़ा आनंद आता है, मेरा तो मुंह ही भर जाता है जब मैं बोलता हूँ शबरी माता। बहुत सुंदर नारी है। अब पटनी परिवार ने कल जिज्ञासा व्यक्त की थी। योगेश भाई, मुझे कल आपका मैसेज मिला। योगेश भाई के मन में इच्छा हुई कि प्रभु एक काम करो, ये केवट तो 6 दिन ले गया, 7वां भी ले ही गया, समझो पूरा पूरा। तो प्रभु एक काम करते हैं, 7 दिन केवट और दूसरी कथा कंटिन्यू शुरू कर देते हैं, और 7 दिन की कथा शबरी माता के ऊपर, मतलब 14 दिन की कथा चलाए। मैं योगेश भाई की जिज्ञासा को प्रणाम करूं, वंदन करूं, लेकिन हमने और भी डेट दे चुके हैं, पहले से ही सारा प्रोग्राम बन चुका है, नहीं तो अवश्य और 7 दिन ले लेता। हमें तो और करना क्या है, और काम ही क्या है, बस यही संवाद करना है, भगवत चर्चा कथा करनी है। लेकिन आज एक दिन हम शबरी माता की कथा अवश्य करेंगे, लेकिन फिर भी देखिए, किसी भी वस्तु को पूर्ण करने में भी अच्छा नहीं है, कुछ बाकी रखेंगे तो दूसरी बार मिलना होगा, है? तो माँ शबरी को आज हम संक्षिप्त में श्रवण करेंगे, विस्तार से आप सब मिलकर प्रार्थना करो कि फिर से पटनी परिवार हम सब के बीच में आए और फिर से हम इस कथा को विस्तार से श्रवण करें। शबरी माता के विषय में, शबरी माता की महिमा यदि मैं आपको कहूं, हमारे मानव समाज पर बहुत बड़ी भेंट, बहुत बड़ा उपकार किया एक संत, और वो थे नाभाजी महाराज। श्री नाभा गोस्वामी ने हमारे इतिहास में हुए सारे भक्तों के चरित्रों का वर्णन भक्तमाल में किया। मानव समाज के लिए ये व्यास और शुकदेव और सूत से कम नहीं थे, मैं तो कहता हूं ज्यादा ही थे, क्योंकि भगवान की चर्चा व्यास जी ने की, शुकदेव जी ने की, परंतु नाभा गोस्वामी ने तो भक्त चरित्र का वर्णन किया।
Nabha ji went on to talk about the devotees. I extend my humble obeisances to Nabha Goswami ji and seeking blessings of Nabha Maharaj. Priyadas Maharaj went on to further mention. So when we will get chance sometime, then we'll be talking about in details. So the point I wanted to mention is that you see this Kevaji where we have talked about, you see I have wonderful library and I have works of almost 20,000 devotees. So for 6 days we're talking about Kevaji. So similarly I have books on 20,000 devotees. That means we can certainly host 20,000 kathas on the devotees alone. So what I'm trying to say, if a person wills to speak or wills to speak, then acharyas have offered already too much. But you see, people like me have a limitation that a person like me is always influenced by laziness and many other limitations that I suffer from. But never mind, if you can't reach, you can also listen. Anyhow, Nabha Goswami developed a lot on many different devotees. And when he was talking about the different devotees, Nabha Goswami mentioned that there are two kinds and categories of devotees. One category of devotees wherein devotee loves the God, loves the Lord. So one kind of devotees are those who have immense love on the Lord. And second category of kinds of devotees are those who are loved by the Lord. One category of devotees who themselves go to the Lord, and the other category of devotees wherein Lord himself walks down to the devotees. So usually devotees do walk down to the God and Lord, but imagine the greatness of such devotees for whom Lord would himself walk down up to the devotee. So such devotees for whom Lord himself walks down to meet them are called Hari Vallabh. So Nabha Goswami, mentioned and created work on Hari Vallabh. And you see, this is what Nabha Goswami said. What is there on your screens?
जिन चरण रेणु आस धरी हनुमंत जामवंत सुग्रीव हनुमंत जामवंत सुग्रीव विभीषण शबरी खगपति विभीषण शबरी खगपति। श्री नाभा गोस्वामी
Sri Nabha Goswami,
सब प्रार्थो। मैं ये भक्तमाल लिखने जा रहा हूं, लेकिन ये भक्तमाल लिखने से पूर्व हरि वल्लभ सब प्रार्थो, मैं सबसे पहले हरि वल्लभ को प्रार्थना करता हूं, प्रणाम करता हूं।
so Nabha Goswami says that he offers Hari Vallabh before I go on to write Nabhamal. So who is Hari Vallabh? Hari Vallabh are devotees who were loved by the Lord. These are such devotees who did not walk up to Lord, but Lord walked up to them. So Nabha Goswami says, I offer my obeisances to such Hari Vallabh. I have a desire for the dust of the lotus feet of such Hari Vallabh, such devotee who have been loved by the Lord. So, maybe if somebody asked Nabha Goswami, who is Hari Vallabh? Hari means Lord, Vallabh means being loved. So, those who are loved by Lord, then what would be the names of such the list who would be loved by Lord himself? So Navaji goes on to say Hanuman, Javamant ji, Sugriv ji, Vibhishan ji, Shabri Mata, and Khagbati. So these are such devotees who never had to walk up to the Lord. Lord himself rather walked up to such devotees. So this is actually Hari Vallabh. Bhagavatam, we have Haridasottam, like Yudhishthir Maharaj, like Giriraj Maharaj. So Hanumanji was one such devotee, is one such devotee where Lord Ram himself walked up to him at Kishkinda. Same goes for Jamant ji, and Lord Ram walked up himself to Sugriv ji. Vibhishan ji. And then you have Shabri Maya. Shabri Maya is counted amongst Hari Vallabhs. Even Shabri Maya is referred to as Hari Vallabh. In the last day's Katha, we understood that Shabri Maya was the princess. She was married to a king. She wanted to engage in devotional service, but because the king, who was her husband, was not in devotional service, so she always remains tensed. You see, I would always tell you this, that if you are not engaged in devotion, not an issue, but you should never become an obstruction to the devotees. So there was the Kumbh at Prayagraj, and she did go to Prayagraj, and because she was the queen, she could not have the association of the saints and sadhus, because arrangements were done specially to keep her away from people. So she had expressed her desire to Prayagraj that in the next birth she would want to be born in a clan which is quite low, so that there is no obstruction to devotion. So in the next birth, she was born in a clan which would have pigs and hogs as the meals. And because she was born in the clan Shabar, and hence she came to be referred to as Shabari. Exact real name of Shabari Mata is unknown to everyone. Neither Valmiki ji mentions nor Tulsidas ji mentions. She has just been mentioned as Shabari. And because she was born in the Shabar clan, and gradually when she aged and when she became 16 years old, and you see, whenever the girl grows in age, the biggest worry and the biggest objective of the father is to get the girl married to a good husband, to a good family. So the father of Sabri Mata got her married at the 16 years of her age. So just a day after Bharat, the gathering of the groom was to arrive. And today, Sabri Mata is being applied, the mehndi, the turmeric, etc. And now this girl, Sabri, saw from her window, when she looked out of her window, she found 100 animals, 100 sheep and goat were tied in the porch. And she questioned her mother, "Oh, mother, why are so many animals being tied in a porch, in the veranda?" So the mother of Shabri replied that, "Oh, my innocent girl, you do not know that tomorrow groom is going to arrive with his party and relatives. And you see, in our family, we welcome the family of the groom, the Bharat, with the meat of the animals." The moment Shabri Mata heard that just because of me, one individual who's to be married, and then the killing of so many animals, this is not a right way of doing things. One individual is to be married and so many animals are to be killed. So you see, throughout the night, everyone was fallen, everyone was deep into sleep. Sabrimaya, who was strongly agitated and with heavy heart, that she understood that so many animals would be sacrificed and served as meal. Sabriji went on to let loose all the animals. So these speechless animals could not speak anything, but perhaps in their heart, they had expressed their gratitude to Shabri Maya and gave her the blessing that, "Oh Shabri Mata, you have freed us today. Lord would himself free you from all bondage and all bonds. You have made us free from all the danger of a life. The Lord would also free you of all the dangers of your life." And in this manner, Sabri Mata freed all the animals, and these animals gave their blessings to Sabri Mata. Dear devotees, we get a beautiful education because of this event of Sabrimaya freeing the animals, that we all should be benevolent and kind hearted towards animals. We should keep the birds and animals also happy. Those speechless animals cannot speak. They also have heart. They also have consciousness. So if you be kind to these animals, your life would be meaningful. And you see, we are all very lucky and fortunate that we all are having the environment wherein Gaumata is being served. Gaumata may not be able to speak, but for sure we get the blessings of Gaumata. Now, when Shabri Mata freed the animals, but if I stay at home, then again they will get me married. Again, they will bring animals which would be killed. So it's not a good idea to stay at home. And she left her home. So, leaving everything behind, Sabriji went on towards forests because Sabri wanted to engage herself in bhajan, in kirtan, and to engage oneself in bhajan and kirtan, forest is the best place, woods is the best place. Hiranyakashipu asked Prahlad Maharaj, what is the best thing to be done? Then Prahlad Maharaj replied,
वनम गतो, वन में जाकर ईश्वर का भजन करना, ये जीवन में
getting into forest and doing the bhajans of Lord is a wonderful thing. You see, bhajan kirtan can never be done in the cities, but rather in the woods. And hence, Sabri Maya preferred woods and forest. And not just Sabri Maya, you look back into the history, those who wanted to meet Lord, attain God, always abandoned their wonderful material life, kingly life, palace life, be it Parikshit Maharaj or Rup Goswami Maharaj, Sanatan Goswami Maharaj. They always move towards woods and forests. And amongst forests and woods, which is the best one? Which is the best woods and forests? The best wood, the best forest is Vrindavan. The best forest and wood is Vrindavan.
मारवाड़ की मीरा जब वृंदावन में आई तो
Meera of Marwar, when she came to Vrindavan, she started dancing and singing, and she sang that I love Vrindavan. I liked this Vrindavan. I liked it the best. Slowly and gradually, Shabri Maya went on to enter into the deep of the woods. And now she is contemplating that now when I have arrived in the woods, what do I do? What should I be doing? And because of the mercy and blessings of the Lord, Sabri Maya knew that to have the mercy and blessings of Lord, it's important to serve the saints and sadhus. You see, the wealth of devotion is always with the devotees. See, this human body is not meant only for eating, mating, and sleeping. This human life is meant for engaging in devotional service.
भगवान ऋषभदेव कहते हैं याद रखो एवं
Lord Rishabdev says that
न मुच्यते देह योगेन तावत। भगवान ऋषभदेव कहते हैं मई
Lord Rishabdev says
इदम देहम न मुच्यते। जब तक मुझ वासुदेव कृष्ण में प्रीति नहीं होगी, प्रेम नहीं होगा, तब
until and unless you develop love towards me, which is Vasudev, you won't get liberation of this life and this material body. And hence, to love Lord is the objective of the human body and human life. When Raja Bharat and his sons asked that how do we engage ourselves in devotion? How do we get devotion or devotional service? Then the father replied that in order to get devotion only by way of serving the saints and the sadhus. You can get everything somewhere or the other, but the wealth of devotion can only be sought, can only be gained when you are engaged in serving the saints and sadhus. This fact resonated the mind and heart of Sabri Maya, and she committed herself to be engaging in the service of the sadhus and saints. And eventually, as she moved deeper into the woods, she reached the ashram of Saint Matang. Sri Matangir Saint used to stay with many of his devotees at ashram, and because there was no female devotee at the ashram of Matanga Rishi, Sabrimaya realized and had a feel that perhaps they will never allow me to stay in the ashram. So Sabrimaya thought of serving without coming into light of any of the devotees of Rishi Matanga. You see, many people would talk about Sabri Maya, but then they do not understand the sacrifice which Sabri Maya got engaged in. You see, all the devotees and Matang Rishi would go for morning exercise of cleaning and bathing themselves. You see, Shabri Maya would clean all the place where they would go for their daily chores. She would clean the place of night soil. She would place the water. She would arrange the dried leaves to be made into the plates and the bowls. And in this manner, Sabri Mata, before these rishi and the devotees would wake up, Shabri Maya would make all the arrangements. So every day, this was the routine of Shabri Maya. And in this manner, the rishis and the saints felt that somebody is offering the devotional service in this manner. Other devotees, other disciples were very, very happy that they were relieved of all such duties. Somebody else is doing it for free. Great. We are all relieved of. But when Matanga Rishi got to know about this development, that somebody is offering service in a hidden manner, discreet manner, this is not a right thing. The disciples were very, very happy for sure because they were getting their reliever. But Matang Rishi did not like this. The meaning of Matang is Mat plus Ang, which means Matang. Mat plus Ang is Matang. Whose organ is deeply engaged in the devotion of the Lord is Matang. So Rishi Matang was a pure devotee of Lord, and he knew that this is not fair, that somebody is offering the service in a very discreet and hidden manner. Matang Rishi said to his disciple that search the thief who is offering such service. Devotee said, "Oh Lord, oh Guruji, that person who is offering service how can you call him a thief? Matang Rishi said that this person who is offering service in a hidden manner is committing three robbing. Number one, that he's robbing of our service, of offering the service physically. The physical seva that we are supposed to be engaging in, that robber is robbing of. And secondly, that discreet service doing is somebody who is taking away the devotion of the devotee. So devotional power is being robbed of because that person is offering us the services. And thirdly, that person who is offering service is robbing of our chit. You see, if I recall Srila Prabhupada never used to offer anyone large number of services. Even if he would keep somebody in his personal service, then attachment would develop. The moment Guru develops attachment towards disciple, then everything goes for a doom. Because if the devotee, if the disciple commits something wrong, Guru would not be able to point out, and that ways it would be a situation of decline for Gurudev also. So Rishi Matang ordered and commanded his devotees to look and find out the discreet service provider. Now the disciples said, "O Lord, O Gurudev, we have to get up very early, too early, to find out that service provider, because before we get up, this person performs all the services." Then Rishi Matang went on to shout at his devotees and disciples. He said that this person is offering services even before you get up. But then you people have the problem of getting up a little early, even for a day, to catch that discreet service provider. Now, Rishi Matang commands the devotees and disciples. But I feel that the devotees perhaps did not get up, but Rishi Matang, Saint Matang, got up quite early, earlier than the usual routine, and that is when she spotted Sabri Maya. So if we talk about females of today's life, who never allows even a single drop of sweat to be there on the face, her hair are always decked up and she manages all her looks. But Sabri Maya, the moment Rishi Matang went on to have his first look on Sabri Maya, in order to offer services, in order to perform services, Sabri Mata had tied her sari a little above her feet, and logs of wood were there on her head, and on both her shoulders she had heavyweight stones, and in both her hands she was carrying the broom. And from both her eyes, tears were rolling down. And Sabri Maya was cleaning and brooming and moving forward. And looking at such appearance of Sabri Maya, Rishi Matang could understand immediately with immediate effect that she certainly is a great soul and not an ordinary woman. Rishi Matang approaches Sabri Maya and asks the question, "Oh, extraordinary lady, who in real you are? You're offering services for so long in a discreet manner." Very humbly, Sabri Maya says that, "O saint, O Rishi, please do not ask who am I. Rather, Please tell me, how would you liberate me? How would you bless me and be merciful upon me?
कैसे तारोगे गुरु जी मेरा अवगुण भरा शरीर कहो ना कैसे तारोगे गुरु जी मेरा अवगुण भरा शरीर कहो ना कैसे तारोगे पाप करंता हंसे ये मनवा जाप करंता रोवे पाप करंता हंसे ये मनवा जाप करंता रोवे भोग रोग में निस दिन जागे कथा कीर्तन में सोवे ऐसी उलट पड़ी तकदीर कहो ना कैसे तारोगे गुरु जी मेरा अवगुण भरा शरीर कहो ना कैसे तारोगे गुरु जी मैं कौन हूं ये मत पूछिए मुझे कैसे तारोगे
Oh, Rishi, oh Guru, please do not ask who am I, but tell me how will I get liberation? How would you be merciful upon me?
जन्म शबर कुल में हुआ है मैं बहुत नीच जाति की हूं
Sabri Maya said, O Guru, O Lord, I am born in a very low clan. I'm born in very lowly place, a family. The saint replied, it is immaterial to which clan you are born, but what matters, what is important is what the individual does. And that you have wonderful mood in devotional service, that I accept you. Rishi Matang went on to accept Sabri Maya is an indication to the fact that for sure that today or tomorrow or sometime later, Lord would certainly accept the devotee. So you see, it is a fact that until and unless you have mercy and blessings of saints, Lord will not accept you. Lakshmanji was engaged in devotional service for long, but until he got the mercy and blessing of Hanuman, he could never attain Lord Ram. Rishi Matang said, O Sabri, go and take a dip in Pampa Sarovar, in Pampa Lake. Rishi Matang offered tilak at the forehead of Sabri Maya, offered a Tulsi Kanti Mala to her, and uttered the Ram mantra in the ears of Sabri Maya. But unfortunately, on the same day, a chariot appears from the skies, which had Chakra, Gada, Shank, all the four symbols of the Lord. And the same day, the four associates of the Lord appears before Rishi Matang and said, O Rishi Matang, we are here to take you to Vaikuntha. Then Rishi Matang said that how come all of a sudden, it is great for me that you have arrived, but then how come all of a sudden, then the associates of the Lord very beautifully said, and that is something that we all must understand nicely. Oh Rishi Matang, your devotional service had reached its climax and completion since a long time. Only one thing was missing, and that was you have not showered your mercy and blessings upon someone. Your reservation was in waiting because you have not given your blessing and mercy to someone. Today, you have given your mercy and blessings to Sabri Maya, and that's how your waiting ticket gets confirmed today. And it is time for you to come along with us to Vaikunt. So the principle, underlying principle is that if we get blessings and mercy because of an institute, that mercy and blessings will not give us fruits until and unless we shower that mercy and blessings upon someone. So until and unless you share it with somebody, you won't get the full fruits. So that way is the associates of the Lord said that you were always an eligible candidate to reach Vaikuntha, but because you have not showered your mercy and blessings to someone, that you were on hold. And that way is, I would request each one of us that we must be such a devotee that after having, you know, after having showered blessings and mercy upon us, even our Guru goes on to reach Vaikunt. So we must engage ourselves in pure devotional service so that, we can also contribute towards the departure of our Gurus towards the Vaikunt. And as Rishi Matang was all set to leave, Sabri Maya started crying and weeping. Oh Guru, I was just initiated by you, and on the same day you're abandoning me, you're leaving me and moving ahead. Now Rishi Matang replies, and these are almost perhaps the last words, the last moments.
नाम जपते रहो.
Rishi Matang says, Oh Sabri, shall you not fear? You just keep on chanting the holy name of Ram. Sabri Maya says, how shall I get Ram? Rishi Matang says that don't you worry, Sabri, you don't need to venture anywhere, go anywhere. Lord Ram shall himself come to you and offer his darshans to you. Sabri Maya says, Oh, oh Gurudev, oh my Guru, just in case if I have a query or curiosity when I am doing the bhajan, Rishi Matang said that don't you worry, nothing of this sort shall happen. The mantra that I have given you, just chant the holy name of Ram, and this mantra shall remove all your doubts and fears and apprehensions. And in this manner, Rishi Matang gave this pravachan to Sabri Maya. So as Rishi Matang was just leaving, Sabri Maya asked, Oh Gurudev, how shall I recognize Lord Ram? Rishi Matang said, don't you worry, Sabri, nobody else other than Lord Ram shall come to you. And the day somebody comes to you, be sure that it is Lord Ram. And with that, Rishi Matang disappeared towards Vaikunt. But you see, unfortunately, today we see that in any institute, so long as the Acharya or Guru is there, the institute runs properly, but the institution declines later on. So as Rishi Matang left for Vaikuntha, his disciples got divided and annoyed that our Guru did not do a good thing by giving initiation to a female. You see, it is not that friction did not happen in ashrams and all at that time. You see, the disciples did get annoyed and they ended up committing the offense towards the Guru. So you see, just like the snake and ladders, you keep on going up and up, you reach 99 and the snake bites, and that you come to ground zero. So if you commit an offense to your Guru, there is complete decline of yours. They also started insulting Sabri Maya. They also started insulting. They also started to insult their guru. But Sabri Maya was very, very firm on the fact that she has been given a commitment by Gurudev that Lord Ram would come. But when would that happen? She was unaware.
मातंग ऋषि ने यह नहीं बताया था कि कौन सी
Matang Rishi had not disclosed on what particular day shall Lord Ram arrive. Sabri was under the Sabri, felt that what if Lord Ram arrives tomorrow? Then what shall happen? And hence, from the time Guru Matang left, Sabri started waiting for Lord Ram's arrival. Sabri Maya would go to forest and bring the fruits and flowers. She would broom the path to her hut and ashram. Because Lord Ram is very tender and soft, what if some stone or thorn pricks the feet and soul of Lord Ram? She would beautifully decorate the path with flowers. And from morning to evening, she would wait and look forward. One day passed by, second day passed by, months passed by, years passed by. Shastras mention that thousands of years passed by, but Lord Ram did not arrive. But what we must understand, but the excitement, the craze did not vanish. Her firm belief and determination towards the Guru did not vanish. She was very, very determined, surely determined that because her Guru had committed and given the word that Lord Ram would come, so for sure Lord would come. So she was really a great personality, a great soul, that she always had firm belief and faith on the words and utterances of her Guru. In order to attain Lord, in order to attain God, three things are very important. One is Purusharth, Parishram, which is labor and hard work. Sabri Maya engaged herself in hard work and labor. She would go to forest, pluck the flowers and fruits, broom the path, decorate the path with stars. And the second thing is prayer, that one must engage oneself in praying towards the Lord. Shabri used to engage in praying to the Lord.
उगती रे आशा संध्या ढळे ने मने મળતી નિરાશા રાત દિવસ હું તો જોઉં તારી વાટ મારી ઝૂંપડીએ આવો મારા રામ મનનો મોરલિયો રટે તારું નામ મારી ઝૂંપડીએ આવો મારા રામ શબરી कहती
Sabriji says,
ઓછું દેખાય છે દર્શન વિના મારું મનડું મૂંઝાય છે નહીં રે આવો તો વાલા જાશે મારી લાજ મારી ઝૂંપડીએ આવો મારા રામ इस प्रकार
and hence in this manner, Sabri Maya would pray each day, when shall you come, my Lord? When shall you come, Lord Ram? So, labor, hard work, prayer, but these two won't suffice. And the third thing that you share, you should engage in is to wait. Waiting with patience. You must wait. So Sabri is waiting with patience. And one day,
और शबरी अपने मार्ग को साफ कर रही थी, और जब मार्ग साफ कर रही थी तो उस कचरे में से एक कंकर, एक थोड़ा छोटा सा पत्थर उड़ा और किसी महात्मा को लगा। एक छोटा सा पत्थर महात्मा
one
खा
day, when she was brooming and cleaning the path, a small stone just flew and it had hit one of the rishis. Though the stone was very, very minimal in size, but that rishi went annoyed and in anger. Rishi said, "Oh, you have touched me, you have made me impure, and because of you, I have become impure. I have to take a dip in Pampa Lake." So, because this rishi had insulted a devotee like Sabri Maya, this lake Pampa transformed into dirt, insects. You see, the rishi might have thought that because Sabri had touched him, that the lake had gone impure. But the fact is, the lake had gone impure with the dirt, dust, and insects because that rishi had insulted a pure devotee like Shabri. You know, once it so happened that he was walking on a path, and this female who was brooming the path, she got to touch the rishi. And again, now the rishi went, took a bath, and again came, and again the lady touched by unknowingly the rishi. Now the rishi went on to complain to the king that how are you keeping such servants who are touching me?
प्रमाण चाहिए। उस महिला ने उस महात्मा के हाथ को पकड़ लिया और महात्मा क्रोध करने लगा, चिल्लाने लगा, तुम कैसी हो, गंदी हो, ऐसा है वैसा है।
Now, when the complaint was made before the king, so the lady replied that he is my husband. And the king said, how can he be your husband? So this lady touched and caught hold the rishi by hand, and the rishi started shouting and howling. And then the lady replied to the king that, look, he is not a Brahmin. He is a Shudra because he is influenced by anger and pride. So this rishi had insulted Sabri Maya, had been sarcastic to Sabri Maya. And here Lord Ram and Lakshmanji is going around forests and forests searching Sita Maya. The Brahmins and Rishis had boycotted Sabri Maya. Now, Lord Ram was searching for Sita Maya and shouting, "Oh Sita, oh Sita," and then suddenly Lakshmanji started hearing the words, "Oh Shabri, oh Shabri," and Lakshmanji was completely confused because he was listening to such words for the first time. And Lakshmanji, who was the younger one, was walking behind Lord Ram. And as they were moving forward, they reached Lake Pampa. And just near Lake Pampa was the cottage of so many rishis. Lord Ram knocked at the door of every hut and he asked, "Have you seen my Sabri?" And the rishi said, "Oh Lord, please walk into my hut." But Lord Ram did not enter anybody's hut. He is knocking at the door of every Brahmin, every rishi, every sannyasi. So he is Lord Ram, the Supreme Personality, but he is establishing the principle that look, you have insulted a pure devotee like Sabri. So he is knocking every door and establishing the principle that I am just looking for pure devotion and not the fact that who is born in a higher clan or varna. So Lord is attempting to establish the principle that I look forward for the mood of the devotee, the love and affection of the devotee, the heart of the devotee. So if there is no emotion, sentiment, and mood of love and affection in the heart of a devotee towards me, then it's all useless. You may offer me wealth without the love and affection and devotion, I shall not accept. But with your love and affection and devotion, even if you offer me a single flower, I shall accept. Without love and affection, if you call me, I won't listen. But a call, a word with love and emotion makes me agitated to come running. Those who are devoid of any love, devotion, and mood, I care the least for them. But those who have love, affection towards me in their heart, I always look forward for them. Those who have love and affection towards me go on to enslave me with chains. And that is the reason I always come upon this earth with my incarnations. And now Goswami Tulsidas ji goes on to declare,
राम गृह आए शबरी देखी राम गृह आए मुनि के वचन समुझी जिय भाए मुनि के वचन समुझी जिय भाए शबरी देखी राम गृह आए रोज
Sabri dekhi Ram Griha aaye. Sabri Maya would wait eagerly for Lord Ram to arrive, and today is the day when Lord has finally arrived.
कुटिया पे आज शबरी की आए हे राम जी कुटिया पे आज शबरी की आए हे राम जी शबरी मिलन को व्याकुल धाये है राम जी शबरी को मिलने के लिए भगवान रामचंद्र व्याकुल दौड़ पड़े दूर से देखा कि शबरी का आश्रम
Lord Ram is eager and desperate to meet Sabri Maya, and he located the ashram of Sabri Maya and he started running towards Sabri Maya's ashram.
व्याकुल हो रही थी मग को निहारती निज कर कमल से आकर उठाए हे राम जी निज कल कमर से आकर उठाए हे राम जी। भगवान रामचंद्र दौड़कर शबरी के पास गए और
Lord
प्रभु
Ram came running to Sabri Maya and looking at Lord Sri Ram, Sabri Maya recalled the words of Gurudev and she came down at the feet of Lord Sri Ram, and with the lotus hands, Lord Ram took Sabri Maya up from the ground.
चरणों में गिर पड़ी, उठा के देखा तो चरणों में गिर पड़ी, अश्रु के जल से पग को धुलाए हैं राम जी। अश्रु के जल से पग को धुलाए हे राम जी। कुटिया पे आज शबरी की आए हे राम जी। शबरी मिलन को व्याकुल धाये हे राम जी। भगवान रामचंद्र ने शबरी को
Lord
देखा,
Shri Ram, the moment he saw Sabri Maya, her eyes were full of tears. Tears started rolling out of her eyes, and she watched the lotus feet of the Lord with the tears incessantly rolling out of her eyes.
कांपत है अंग अंग सब देखत है राम जी। शबरी का शरीर कांपने लगा, अपना सब
Body of Sabri Maya started trembling. She forgot everything. She wanted to speak but could not.
लखी के दशाहरी जी हुए प्रेम में विभोर। लखी के दशाहरी जी हुए प्रेम में विभोर। शबरी का कर पकड़ के लाए हैं राम जी। शबरी का कर पकड़ के लाए हैं राम जी। भगवान रामचंद्र ने शबरी का हाथ पकड़ा।
Lord Shri Ram caught Sabri Maya by her hand and took Sabri Maya to her ashram. And when he enters the ashram, Sabri Maya and Lord Shri Ram are standing face to face. Mother Nature started trembling.
राघव भी रो रहे, शबरी भी रो रही है, राघव भी रो रहे। रो रो के अपने ही से लगाए हैं राम जी। रो रो के अपने ही से लगाए हे राम जी। शबरी तो रो ही रही थी।
Sabri Maya was in tears and weeping. Same was the case with Lord Shri Ram. Lord Shri Ram embraced Sabri Maya, took her to his heart. It appeared as if Lord Ram had arrived to his home.
लगता है प्रभु को मानो माँ कौशलिया मिल गई, रो रो के अपने ही से लगाए हे राम जी। आचार्यों की यह वाणी वेद से भी अधिक सत्य है भक्तों।
The words of these acharyas is as true as the Vedas. Lord Ram, as he looked upon Sabri Maya, it seemed to Lord Ram that he has got back. Yes, he has got back Kaushalya Maya. So as Sabri Maya saw that Lord Ram has come to home, but acharyas also say that as Lord Ram looked to Sabri Maya, Lord Ram felt that he has come back to his own home. I have returned to my home. And Lord Ram spoke to Sabri Maya, said to Sabri Maya, "Oh Ma, I'm feeling very hungry. I'm in huge hunger. Give me something to eat." See, if you see Ramayan, nowhere you shall see that Lord Ram has felt hungry. He never felt hungry. There is one instance where the king were about to have food, but even there Lord Ram did not have the food. Only at one place in Ramayan, Lord Ram asked Sabri Maya for food. Only at three places. Only at three places Lord Ram asked for food. Lord Krishna asked for food at Vidurji's house, and secondly with Sudama, and thirdly at the ashram of Sabri Maya. And he asked for food from Sabri Maya. And when Lord Ram had asked for food to Sabri Maya,
रस अति दिए राम कहूँ आने, प्रेम सहित प्रभु खाए बारंबार बखाए। शबरी ने जो तैयार करके रखा था ना भक्तों, आप लोगों ने भी जो तैयार,
whatever Shabri had made, whatever preparations she had done for Lord Shri Ram, she offered all those to Shri Ram. So I request each one of you, whatever bhog and prasadam you have prepared, let us all together offer it to Lord Shri Ram and Thakur Ji.
शबरी के बेर सुदामा के तंदुल, ये भीलनी के बेर सुदामा के तंदुल, मांग मांग के खाओ रसिया, ऐसे ही भोग लगाओ रसिया। मांग मांग के तुम खाओ रसिया, ऐसे ही भोग लगाओ रसिया। गोकुल में ब्रज गोपीन के ही घर, गोकुल में ब्रज गोपिन के घर, लूट लूट दधी तुम खाओ रसिया, ऐसे ही भोग लगाओ रसिया। मीरा के प्रभु गिरिधर नागर, मीरा के प्रभु जय हो गिरिधर नागर, और नायधिक तड़पावो रसिया। मधुसूदन प्रभु को दिखाइए, वो बेर लेकर आए हैं। और नायधिक तड़पावो रसिया, आवो रसिया अब आ जाओ रसिया, आवो रसिया अब या जाओ रसिया। शबरी के बेर सुदामा के तंदुल, मेरी दूधी माता के बेर सुदामा के तन, दूधी माता के बेर दाम जी पापा के तंदुल, मांग मांग के तुम खाओ रसिया, ऐसे ही भोग लगाओ रसिया। ऐसे ही भोग लगाओ रसिया। इस प्रकार
And hence, in this manner, Sabri Maya,
भगवान रामचंद्र जी को बहुत सुंदर फल,
Sabri Maya offered
कथा से आप
wonderful, tasty fruits to Lord Shri Ram. You might have heard the story that Sabri Maya had offered eaten berries to Sri Ram with the mood and thought that the berry should not be sour and should not be a decayed one, and Lord Ram would eat it with a lot of love. But Lakshmanji had a frowned look because of the eaten up berries being offered to Lord Shri Ram. But then he could not say anything because his elder brother was having it. So Lakshmanji would have it from his hands but threw it aside. But Lord Shri Ram had it with huge love and affection, the berries offered by Sabri Maya. But since the time Lord has arrived, Sabri Maya is weeping and crying. Lord Ram asked, "Oh Sabri Maya, why are you weeping? I have already arrived." Maya Sabri says, "Oh Lord, whenever you get to meet someone, that person offers the prayers and does stuti. But oh Lord, I am uneducated, unqualified. I do not know how to pray before you, how to recite stuti before you." Lord Shri Ram said, "Oh Maya, it may be that you have not gone to a school or that you're not qualified, but we have gone to Gurukul. You listen, but I shall recite the stuti." Shabri is one character before whom Lord Shri Ram had recited the stuti. Lord Ram, without even asked for, started giving and preaching the concept of Navda Bhakti before Sabri Maya.
तीन माह में मति मंद अधारी, अधम ते अधम, अधम यति नारी, तीन माह में मति मंद अधारी। प्रभु अधम ते
O Lord, says Sabri Maya, I am the ignoble of the most ignoble, and that I am out of mind. Now, just at this, Lord Ram said, "Oh Sabri Maya, you stay quiet. You don't need to offer me any prayers or stuti. I shall say that for you without even asked for." Lord Ram started saying that, preaching that. You see, Arjun had to ask for it to Lord Krishna, but here Sabrimaya did not ask for it, yet Lord Ram delivered.
कहूँ तो ही पाही शबरी
Oh
सावधान
Sabri, says Lord Ram,
प्रथम भक्ति संतन कर संगा दूसर रति मम कथा प्रसंगा गुरुपद पंकज सेवा तीसरी भक्ति अमान चौथी भक्ति मम गुणगण करई कपट तजी गान करई कपट तजी गान मंत्र जाप मम दृढ़ विश्वासा पंचम भज न सोबे द प्रकाशा छठ समशील बिरति बहु करमा निरत निरंतर सजन धर्मा सातव सम मोहिमय जग देखा मोते संत अधिक करी लेखा आठव जथा लाभ संतोषा सपने हूँ नहीं देखई पर दोषा नवम सरल सब सन छलहीना मम भरोस हिय हर शन दीना राम सिया राम जय जय राम 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 ओ मंगल भवन अमंगल हारी द्रवऊषु दश रथ अजीर बिहारी राम सिया राम गाइए
राम जय जय राम राम सिया राम जय जय राम
हरि अनंत हरि कथायनंता कहु बहु विधि विधि बहु संता
राम
सिया राम जय जय राम राम
सिया राम जय
नवदा भगति कहूँ तो ही पाई सावधान सुन धरु मन माही भगवान रामचंद्र कहते हैं
Lord Shri Ram says
कि मैं तुम्हें नवदा भक्ति का उपदेश कर
that,
रहा
O
हूँ,
Sabri Maya,
सुनो।
I am giving you the sermon of Navada Bhakti. Listen to it with great attention.
कर संगा,
The first bhakti amongst Navada Bhakti is association of saints and sadhu,
भक्तों की संगति, और
the
दूसरी
company of devotees,
संगा मेरी
sadhus and saints.
करना।
The second one is listening to my katha.
तीसरी भक्ति
The third bhakti
चरणों
is
की सेवा करना, और चौथी भक्ति
service at the lotus feet of the Guru.
कपट को छोड़
And the fourth bhakti is
मेरे गुणों को गाना, मेरे
singing
मेरी लीला को गाना, ये चौथी
the praise of my Lord, singing my pastimes. Fifth bhakti is chanting the mantra with firm determination and trust.
दृढ़ विश्वास रखना,
So firm faith and trust and confidence in the chanting of Mahamantra and my name.
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्णा हरे, गाइए, कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे हरे राम 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 हरे हे शबरी, इस
O Sabri,
पांचवी भक्ति मेरे मंत्र में दृढ़ विश्वास रखना,
the fifth bhakti is having firm faith, belief, and determination in the chanting of my name and mantra. The sixth bhakti is
इंद्रियों को कंट्रोल करना,
controlling of the senses, good behavior and conduct,
लेकर साधु पुरुष की तरह आचरण करना।
behaving like a saint and sadhu.
सातवीं भक्ति बताते हुए कहते हैं,
The seventh bhakti, Lord Ram says to Sabri Maya, is
देखा, सातवीं भक्ति है कि इस संसार में
the seventh bhakti is
स्थानों पर सभी वस्तुओं में मेरा दर्शन करना, और मुझसे
seeing me,
मेरे
looking me in all the things of the material world, and very importantly, respecting my devotees.
जहाँ जो भी मिल जाए उसमें संतोष,
Eighth bhakti is
स्वप्न में भी
feeling content and patience with whatever that you get and not looking at faults of anyone. The ninth bhakti is
जीवन को
simplifying the life,
छल कपट त्याग
having simple attitude in life,
करना, और अपने
and having faith upon me, having trust upon me.
रामचंद्र
And in this manner, Lord Shri Ram
नौ भक्ति का उपदेश करते हैं,
delivered the sermon of Navda Bhakti to Sabri Maya.
और इस
And
भक्ति का उपदेश करने के बाद बहुत महत्वपूर्ण
after having delivered the sermon of Navda Bhakti, Lord Shri Ram says a very important and significant thing at the last.
कर सकता है
O Sabri Maya, even amongst the nine,
कि नौ भक्ति
if an individual engages in one of the bhakti, he attains me, and that you have performed all the segments of the Navda Bhakti. There is an iota, there's not even an iota of doubt that you shall not attain me. So like this, when Lord Shri Ram gave the sermon of Navda Bhakti, and he was about to leave the ashram, Sabri Maya said, "Oh Lord, throughout my life, I was waiting eagerly for you, but now that I cannot stay alive, missing you, seeing you that you're leaving my ashram." Just upon that moment, that there emerged a yoga fire, a pure fire from the toe of Sabri Maya, and the material body of Sabri Maya disappeared into that fire, and the body ashes of Sabri Maya's material body that was left behind, Lord Shri Ram took the pinch of that ashes and applied it on his forehead. And now Lord Ram went forward to search Sita Maya, but he did not go to any of the house of any of the saints who were staying there because they had committed an offense against Sabri Maya. So there's a story that goes that after having wandered 14 years, killing Ravan, brought back Sita Maya, Lord became the king of Ayodhya, and once 56 vengeance and sumptuous meals were prepared for Lord Ram. Lord Ram started having meals. Maya Kaushalya asked Lord Ram, "Oh son, how is the food? How is the meal?" Lord Ram said, "Oh Mata, wonderful, sumptuous is the meal." Sumitra Maya prepared meals for Lord Ram. Sumitra Maya asked, "How was the food?" Lord Shri Ram said, "It is sumptuous, Maya, but..." So the same statement was given to Yashoda Maya. The food is sumptuous, Maya, but... And the same was repeated before Kyakai Maya when she served a sumptuous meal. That, "Oh Maya, food is sumptuous, but..." And once Lord Ram was invited to Janakpur, Maya Sunayana also offered sumptuous meal. And when asked how the food was, Lord Shri Ram said, "Maya Sunayana, the food is sumptuous, but..." And then Lord Ram walked to his chambers. Sita Maya now could not stay limited further with patience, and she asked, "Oh Lord, since we have come back from the forest, every time somebody serves the meal, you do appreciate it, but you add a condition and then you step by and then you stop." Then Lord Shri Ram said that the pleasure, the happiness that I got in the berries offered by Sabri Maya, the happiness I do not experience in the different meals, because your husband, which is me, I'm not hungry for different sumptuous meals, but the mood, love, affection, and emotion. One more instance I want to share with you. Once Lord Ram had become the king of Ayodhya after having killed Ravan and come back, Lakshmanji was quite troubled once. He came to the chambers of Lord Ram and asked a private audience to Lord Shri Ram. Lakshmanji said, "Oh my brother, I am in huge trouble. I have a strong worry." Lord Ram asked the reason of his worry. Lakshmanji asked, "Oh my brother, there's a question that is bothering me since long." "Oh my brother, we both have been born in the same family." Lord Ram replied in affirmative. Lakshmanji said, "We were both born from the same pitcher of Agnidev. We were both named on the same day." Lord Ram again replied in positive. And that way Lakshmanji goes on to count everything which happened together both for Lord Ram and Lakshmanji. And Lord Ram kept on replying in affirmative to everything. Then Lakshmanji asked, "Then when everything was similar in both of our lives, but when everything had been similar and equal in our lives, then why at all Meghnath's arrow had hit me and not you? And I became unconscious. Why was it so? What's the reason behind that?" Then Lord Ram replied, "O Lakshman, recall why you were hit from the arrow of Meghnath. Recall. You remember we had gone to Lake Pampa searching Sita, and then Sabri Maya had offered us the berries. But considering it as eaten up berries, had not eaten it, you had rather thrown it aside. those berries, those berries fell down from the hill, and then from that berry emerged Sanjeevani. And that's the reason the arrow of Meghnad had hit you, and that same Sanjeevani was brought by Hanumanji, and you came back to life. If at all you had eaten up the berries, so you would not have needed to had the Sanjeevani. So there's a limitation of time. So I have to bring it to a close here. I offer my obeisances and heartfelt gratitude to each one of the devotees here. My special thanks and gratitude to the Patni family, each and every member of the Patni family who would sit together and listen to the Katha together. Damji, Dada, and Rudhi Mataji, in the loving memory of whom this Katha was organized. That this Katha was organized for their deliverance and liberation. There is no doubt about that. They already have been liberated and delivered at the abode of home. Our Patni family has organized this great Katha, and without any obstruction or obstacles, this 7-day Katha comes to a close. I express my thanks to Naveen Bhai and your better half, Ramesh Bhai and Murli Ben, Arvind Bhai, Indra Ben, Shobha Ben, and also Yogesh Bhai, and each one of you. And special thanks to each one of you. Jayanti Ben, Jayanti Bhai, Indu Ben. Great thanks to each one of you. Lord has given each one of you a lot. I only pray that Lord may continue to give each and everything, keep you healthy and fit. You may achieve pure devotion of the Lord, and the Lord may also bless each one of us. Such is the prayer that I offer at the feet of each one of you. I would only make a request that all the 7 days, speaking for 3 hours, and the intellect of the Kali Yuga, the tongue of a flesh, sometimes there's a slip of tongue as well. So if there was any error, if there was any shortcoming, if I had used a wrong word, if I could not use the appropriate word, kindly forgive me. Just as your son, I'm just like a son to each one of you, the host family. Kindly forgive me. And I request everyone to imbibe the principles of the Katha, chant the holy name of the Lord, and make your life meaningful. God willing, if God wills, then for sure, again, Patni family, we would meet the Patni family and organize the Katha again. So with this, I extend thanks to each one of the devotees who have gathered on the platform, and let's call off for the final day of this Shri Ram Katha, Shri Bhagavad Katha. Hare Krishna, Jai Siya Ram.
श्री कृष्ण चंद्र भगवान की, श्री रामचंद्र भगवान की, जगत गुरु शिल प्रभुपाद की, परम पूज्य राधा गोविंद गोस्वामी महाराज की, निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे, जय जय श्री राधे